Hi guys, so are you tired of writing subtitles? I have a solution for that. You can use Python for writing subtitles for yourself. Now, let's get started and generate subtitle for our videos. So for generating subtitles, we are going to use Whisper. This is a OpenAI's library using which we are going to generate subtitles. So let's have a look on it first and then we'll start coding on it. So here as we can see, it's an automatic speech recognition system that has been trained over 680,000 hours of multi-language samples, and it is using this model. So as we can see here, it has a encoder block. It uses convolution neural network and other different type of deep learning techniques to detect the audio and generate it into text. So this divides the input audio in 30 seconds of chunk and then process it accordingly to generate text out of our video. So before starting coding on this, we have to install ffmpeg and Whisper in our system. So let's get started with that. Now first that we need is ffmpeg. So you can go on ffmpeg.org. It's the official site for installing ffmpeg and knowing about it. So we have the documentation and the setup already. So you can use this site. And from here, based on your operating system, you can simply go on these, you can click on these links based on your operating system, right? So I have already installed ffmpeg in my system, so I don't need this to install. Now moving on to installing Whisper in our system. So before that, let's set up our coding environment. Let's first create a directory, and here we can write subtitle. Now cd subtitle, and then in this we can create our Python environment. It has already set up our environment, so let's activate the environment now. So for this we have to use source. Now our environment is also set up. Now let's write code for the same. Here is our VS code ready. So open the terminal here. Now to set up, now to install Whisper library, I am going to use a GitHub repository. So I'll simply write pip install and paste the GitHub repository that I am going to use. I'll paste this command in the description as well. Meanwhile, it is installing. Let's set up the first file. So we are going to have main.py. In this, we are going to write all our code. Now, as we can see, this is installed. It's main.pypynb. Here we have it. Now, first, let's import all our dependencies. So we have Whisper, then we need shlex and subprocess. So Whisper is our library that using which we are going to generate the text and subtitle. Using shlex and subprocess, we are going to extract the audio from the input source file, right? So let's import this. Now we have imported all these files. Now let's set up the model. So for setting up model, we are going to use model equals whisper dot load model, and in this we can use base, small, large, or anything. So for that we can refer to documentation of Whisper. Let's have a look on it first. So this is the Whisper paper that are released. So here we can see all different type of model and how many layers are used, and all basic information with respect to these model is provided in this particular documentation. You can go through it. I'll attach the link in the description. So here is a graph given representing how much data set was used on which language and what is its output. So how perfect is the output? So everything is given in this particular documentation. I'll attach the link so you can have a look on it, right? So for this current situation, we are going to use the base model of Whisper AI situation. So here we'll pass base. And when we'll run this shell, it will download the model first. So let's run it. I have recorded this test.mov file. I'll show you a glimpse of it. Hi guys, this is a test video using which we are going to extract the audio. So this is the video source that we are going to use. So now let's extract the audio from this. Here will be our input file path. So input file path equals test.mov. Now let's give a output audio file as audio.wave. Now let's write ffmpeg command for extracting audio source. So cmd equals ffmpeg -I. Now we will pass in the input video source, which is input file path. It will be a f string. So let's pass f here and then okay, fine. Now we don't want the video, so we'll pass here vn, which means video equals null. And now let's give audio codec using which it is going to generate the audio file. So for that, a codec and PCM 16LE, and we want to copy the audio, so copy audio, and here we'll pass the output file name. So it is output wave file, output audio file, right? Now in order to run this command, we will be using shlex and subprocess. So sp dot check call, and in this we will use shlex to split the command. So shlex dot split will pass the command here. Now here if we see, so there is a typo in audio codec. Here we are using PCM S16LE. So let's correct it and now run this shell. Here we can see this code has run successfully and we have generated the audio wave file. Let's play and test it out. Hi guys, this is a test video using which we are going to extract. Yeah, so as we can see, this is the same audio that we have extracted from this test.mov file. Now let's pass this input audio file to Whisper and see what outcomes we are getting from it. So for that, we will write result equals model dot transcribe, and we will pass in the input audio file. So that is audio.wave. And let's try running this. So here we are getting a warning that FP16 is not supported on CPU, using FP32 instead. So we'll ignore this warning. And now as we can see, it has generated the output. Now let's test what is inside result. So for that, simply write result and see. So here we can see we are getting some dictionaries. So let's try and see what is inside this dictionary. So for that, result.keys. So there are 3 keys in this. So text, segment, and language. So let's try out all 3 one by one. So first write here result, and then let's check text. So hi guys, this is a test video using which we are, so as we can see here, it is the same that was there in audio. So now let's check the segment. So in segments, as we can see, there are multiple things. First is ID, then end, and text. So if we see from time 0, which is start, and end is for 7 seconds, we spoke this particular sentence. So here in segments, we are getting the sentence that was spoken and input and out time, in and out time of that particular sentence. So using this, we are going to generate the subtitles. Right. Now, last, let's check the language as well. So here we can see it is in English. So yeah, it's all good. Now let's try to generate subtitle for this test.mov file. Now I have a code snippet using which we can take this result segments and then we can convert it to a SRT file. So I'll paste it. So here if we see, we have a subtitle file path. So this will be the name of output path that we are going to generate, right? So as we can see here, this function name is seconds to SRT time. Now SRT time is nothing, but we are going to convert the seconds to hour, minute, seconds and frames. So in this format, we accept subtitles. Now if you move on further, here we can see we are opening a file which is subtitle file path. So we have defined it here, right? So it will create a new file and it will write inside it. Now here we can see it is iterating result segment. Now let's pass result segments in this. So for this, we'll simply put it inside square bracket and then right now this will get segments from this result dictionary. Okay, now take start and end time. It will pass the start and end time duration to this function. Now we will get the time in frames. And further, if we move forward, now we are writing all this in SRT format. Okay, so SRT files have certain format. So we are just simply converting our text to SRT files here. Simple. Okay, so now let's run it and test. Okay, we can see our file is generated. Now here we can see there are only two sentences spoken. So we have only two here, right? So now let's try to insert this SRT file to the video file that we have. So for that, we are going to use VLC media player. Now here is the video. Now let's add subtitle to it. So for adding subtitle, we have to click here and then add subtitle file. Then we'll select the subtitle that was generated. Okay. Now it says subtitle added. Now let's play it. Hi guys, this is a test video using which we are going to extract the audio and then we will translate it used. So now as we can see in this, it has perfectly matched the input and out, in and out timing of the sentences that were spoken in the video file, right? So using this method, we can simply generate subtitles for our video files without paying any extra money. Hope this video has helped you out. Do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.